Hello everybody, welcome to a brand Hello everybody, welcome to a new series. Yeah, I know, it's weird. But, sorry. Really trying to put this in a way that I can be comfortable and still read my script because I had to make a script for this because I am making a theory. The beginning of the theorizing of the Alking Empire. Anyway, guys, not to be at fault. That is a question we will answer today. No, in reality, this was supposed to be the second theory that I made. The first one was going to be a repeat of a video I already uploaded on a previous channel. That got lost. Whoops. But and also I wanted to do this before it escapes my eye. So, Romeo and Juliet. That's our entire thing for this video, and I don't know how long it'll be. I'm hoping it's at least 10 minutes, maybe 15. I don't know. I'll check. Romeo and Juliet. A tale of stalkers, love at first sight, an accidental death to a foreplan, and the cause of 4 weeks of reading, and a questionable no movie. Made in the 17th or 18th century by Shakespeare, and still here I sit. I made a script while listening to Piano Man by Billy. By some guy named Billy while writing a script about a 2-hour play. Made all the way back in the 17th or 18th century. And still I am. Here I am. After reading this, both Shakespeare and the translation multiple times because it's 17th or 18th century plays. They make no sense. They're the modern day of 21st century slang. And I'm also looking over at the script if you see my head look this way. And still one question remains, and it's the fault. You know, the entire thing is named The Great Tragedy of Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare. It conveys this thing as a huge tragedy, but we don't know who caused the tragedy. I mean, we never do. It's left on a cliffhanger said by the prince that says some will be punished and some will be spared. Talking about the remaining cast because a lot of people die near the end. A lot of people die near the end. I mean, Shakespeare was so cryptic with who the fault was for everybody's death that it makes Scott Cawthon's FNAF lore look like a simple drawing you would make for the process of Tortoise and the Hare. One of the simplest things, and I'm half reading the script, I'm half not reading the script. I'm just really annoyed, and I'm doing this at probably 8:29 at night. And that probably explains why the lighting is so bad. But today, I put it to rest. Now, after probably more than one page of writing for an intro, according to the script, let's begin. So let's first start with the actual theory. Let's knock off the two main blames for this. One being the head Capulet, one being the head Montague. The two people who are quarreling after Lord knows what. Seriously, we have no idea why they're fighting, why they're arguing, why they hate each other. We know nothing. For all we know, they could have walked up to each other, said something bad about one of them, and boom shakalaka, we have the people for Romeo and Juliet. I mean, they aren't even fighting over king or who's going to be the ruler of the people. We already have a prince. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. Alright, so we're going to mainly use deductive reasoning for these people because, with proof. I mean, if it proves, if I can convince you guys, I mean, clap and a half for me. So, towards the end of the novel, towards the end of the play, I mean, I call it a novel because we read it for 4 weeks. Why does it take 4 weeks to read something that's supposed to take 2 hours? We found, good old Romeo and Juliet are found dead in the most ironic place ever, being a cemetery. Or, dead Montagues, I think. I haven't read the thing in a while, and I didn't put it on this script for Lord knows what. We find them dead at the gunshot of love. Or poison of love, because they both died from poison. I mean, Romeo takes the poison, and then Juliet kisses it off his lips. The whole play is weird. It's obvious that the quarrel stopped in Juliet's name. Again, near the end of the 2-hour play, these people, and the entire thing happened over, a week, and these people fell in love, got married, and died for each other over a week, so, Well, the quarrel stops, and the head Montague stops the quarrel to honor Juliet, because kind of our fault. I mean, if your parents are fighting, would you honestly ask them if with another family and you're in love with their brother and with one of their son and or daughter? You really think you would ask your parents if you would marry them? I mean, if you say yes to that, can I ask how much sanity you have? And if you have a death wish. So anyway, yeah, Juliet dying more or less because of some stupid quarrel that we have no idea why it started. But if Juliet asked her parents, I mean, they probably would have said yes. I mean, the head Montague or head Capulet or whoever. Again, I should have looked this up for the theory. Go discuss it in the comments. Tell me in the comments. If he had something against Romeo, he would have let him die probably near the first of the thing. I mean, if you're doing that just so, Romeo will be in the story later on and not get beat up by a giant expert sword fighter, bad storytelling. Sorry, it just is. Instead, he protected Romeo. He stopped Tybalt and said that he was fine with Romeo. He had no quarrel with Romeo. He's fine. He can do whatever he wants at my party. And if he found out that Romeo and Juliet were in love, he'd most likely try to do something. Because you remember, this guy does everything to keep his daughter happy. He tries to keep his daughter happy, while also making it so that he has some authority over her. I mean, he could work something out with the other head. I mean, so with them out of the picture, I mean, after 9 minutes later, we're left with who's left. Or, correction, who's not left. I'm gonna drink some Coke because that's a little sore. Hashtag not sponsored. I'm just really thirsty. So, and drum roll please, but I don't have anybody to drum roll, so I'm gonna do it myself. We're left, and I'm telling you, flat out, without a doubt, actually with probably some doubt, it's a theory. So I'm gonna say it. It's Friar Lawrence. I'm sorry. Close the notebook. We're done. I'll say yeah. And before, I can tell you without a doubt it's Friar Lawrence. A guy, the mystical Yoda figure of the Romeo and Juliet, of the Romeo and Juliet play, who for some reason actually sounds like Yoda in the YouTube readings and YouTube summaries. Like, why? Now, before you go in the comments sections to defend him, I mean, I don't know why you would defend him, but, you know, if you were going to defend him, just stay right here. I may be able to change your mind. Maybe. I don't really know. You may just stick to your opinion and stay there, being ignorant to the truth. Or maybe I'm just ignorant. Guess we're about to find out for both of us. So, let's list off the facts, which are mainly deductive reasoning combined with stuff that actually happens in the story. So, let's start with the facts. We know that Friar Lawrence, or at this point I'll just call him Friar for the rest of the thing, even though I probably won't say him that much for the rest of the thing. Because, you know, every time somebody says this, they normally never say it again. Is the wisest and most spiritual out of the characters. As wise as somebody can be in this thing. I think the only person actually wiser than him is the prince, because he sees that this entire quarrel is pointless. I mean, we don't even know who he is, why he's here, or what he's doing. We also know that he doesn't want to marry Juliet to Romeo, or Romeo to Juliet. I mean, the only reason he does it, and he says this specifically in the story. You can go look it up. I'm not going to provide the act. I didn't think of that. We know for a fact that he only married Juliet and Romeo to stop the quarrel, to stop the fighting, because he believes that not because he believes in some random love at first sight Disney mesh of possibilities. I think this is where Disney got all of its tropes. The love at first sight and the poison and the kissing and I can't even ask. I'll damn it. I mean that's gonna end up being my next theory. No. I want to be done with Romeo and Juliet. After that. Anyway, what I was saying. Anyway. No, he does not believe in any of that. He wants to stop the quarrel. He wants to stop the fighting. No more fighting. Nada. Name. None. I'm running out of ways to say no. I mean, it makes no sense. He's a sensible guy, so it makes sense. In actuality, he first says that it will not last long, that the relationship will break apart like majority of middle school, relationships. I mean, majority of them. I'm not saying all of them, but majority of them don't last long. I mean, he's basically thinking it's gonna be another one. I mean, they're around the age that they would be middle school. At least Juliet would. I don't really know about Romeo. I mean, shows how much he trusts Romeo's judgment, to be honest. Overall, he succeeds in his ideals that he wants to stop the quarrel. I mean, the quarrel does stop after 2 people die. It takes 2 people dying to finish it. That works. I mean, he is the most sane and sensible person out of all of everybody. I mean, he's smart enough to think that would happen. To think that no matter what happens, the quarrel's gonna end. no matter what happens to Romeo and Juliet, I don't even think he cares, to be honest. I mean, this, I mean, he could have just brought that up, so that would be considered a problem, and that he considered he would have done to the great murder. Yes, I meant to say that quietly. I don't want to get flagged. It's my first theory video. I don't want it to get flagged or taken down. I mean, that's the last thing you want for a new series, the first video to be flagged down. I mean, it does make sense, though. I mean, if you look up the definition, it means you do one thing intentionally, and that thing unintentionally kills someone. He has 2 degrees. He has 2 of those, then. He possibly could be 3. No, it's definitely Romeo and Juliet. It may be Paris, but that may also be blamed on Romeo. That's his second first-degree murder. I don't know why. I don't know why I smiled at that. So anyway, after 3 pages of writing and no add-ons, that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and remember, that's just a theory. A poetry theory. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next week.